Hoppers is a new Disney Pixar movie set to release in March of 2026. And I have to say, it actually looks pretty promising. Based on the trailer, the story centers around a girl named Mabel. Some scientists invent a way for human brains to inhabit mechanical bodies, and Mabel volunteers to use this new technology. Her mind is transferred into a hyper-realistic robotic beaver so she can communicate directly with animals and help protect her environment. Her mission is to stop a construction company that's threatening to destroy a local animal habitat. And from what we've seen so far, the concept seems pretty interesting. There's a lot of heart already visible in the trailer, and the premise itself sets up something that can be pretty interesting if done right. Something that stood out to me immediately was the animation style, and not in a bad way. I've been hoping Pixar will break away from the overly simplified, soft-edge art style that they've been using recently. The character designs in Luca, Turning Red, Elio, and Win or Lose all have the same rounded, bean-shaped look. It started to feel like a template, and for a studio that has built its name on visual innovation and variety, it was disappointing to see them repeat the same look across multiple projects. That style had its moment, and I'm not saying that it didn't work for those stories, but it started to come across as safe and limiting. So seeing Hoppers have a different look, one that leans into more of a natural character design and world building, is refreshing. It reminds me of a time when every Pixar movie had its own distinct identity. For example, the way Ratatouille, WALL-E, and Toy Story all looked and felt completely different from each other. That kind of creative variety was a huge part in Pixar's golden era, and it's nice to see a new movie that seems to be headed back to that direction. Marketing is another thing that's been on my mind when it comes to this movie. It looks interesting, original, and it has a unique visual style that deserves attention. But none of that will matter if the studio doesn't put real effort into promoting it. We all saw what happened with Elio. It completely bombed at the box office. And one of the biggest reasons for that, based on what a lot of people have been saying, was the lack of promotion. Many people said that they had no idea that the movie was even out. They only found out about it after others were complaining about how poorly marketed it was. And that's a huge problem, especially when the competition in animation is fiercer than ever. If Pixar wants Hoppers to succeed, they have to learn from what happened with Elio and actually give this film the proper rollout. More trailers, posters, interviews, partnerships, something. Because this can really be a solid movie if enough people know about it. Something else that makes me hopeful is the director. Hoppers is directed by Daniel Chong, who many people may recognize as the creator of We Bare Bears, which was a hit Cartoon Network show and one that I personally really enjoyed. It was a funny and surprisingly heartfelt series that knew how to balance humor with real emotional beats. Knowing that Daniel is now directing a full-length Pixar movie makes me even more excited for what Hoppers can turn out to be. I trust his storytelling, and I think that he's the kind of creator that can bring something fresh to Pixar while still delivering that emotional punch that we expect from them. Overall, this movie has given me strong early Pixar energy, not just in terms of visual style, but in its creativity and a sense that it actually has something to say. It doesn't feel like a cash grab or a recycled idea. It feels like Pixar is trying something new again, and that's exactly what a lot of us have been hoping to see for a while. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Hoppers when it comes out in 2026. I'm hopeful about the direction they're taking it, and I really want it to be a success. If Pixar handles the marketing right, and if the final movie lives up to what the trailer is promising, I think Hoppers can turn out to be a major win. Not just for Pixar, but for original animated storytelling overall.